Section 4 is very important because it's about vision and how preference method would work. It is about how long an infant could look at a stimuli, and it is just talking about visual acuity at birth. For example, in the first 4 months, infants in general, they would prefer more edgy, many angle shapes around them. So if we want to just get them some gift or present, we have to go for just many angles, black and white toys, because like basically they cannot distinguish between colors until 4 months. They don't have like that sort of adult color vision at that point. They would prefer high contrast edges at that age because of the sake of survival. There is an experiment, I guess it's just visual cliff. I'm going to talk about this, but it's actually investigating whether children can understand a high edge and just be aware that it might be dangerous for them or not. So they put the children in just that kind of condition, like high contrast edges, and children just crawling at that point, but suddenly they will stop because they can understand that, okay, this is high contrast edges, it might be dangerous, I might fall. So basically they can understand edges from even the beginning. Another point is about when their vision gonna be mature. I would say that by the age of 6 months, or maybe more, depends on their development pace, they might have a vision like an adult. So an adult would have a vision of 800 or 400, and a newborn would just have 20% of them, which is crazy. So it actually like showing that how much their vision is just limited. So there gonna be some sort of progress in their vision between 1 to 3 months. They would actually try to organize and just understand like between different objects, between like a cube and just a circle. They can just try to categorize everything and just understand, okay, this is object, this is animal, this is a human being, and just understand what makes sense from like the outside environment. They do have preferences for faces. They just recognize faces even like they can understand faces of human being compared to a dog. Like they do have preferences for human being from the beginning. They can understand like the difference between the picture of a human being and the picture of the dog, and between picture and actual object or animal, they would go for the actual one, like the real one. So here is the experiment for visual cliff. It is very important. Try to watch them because like it actually shows you how infants are advanced at some point, and how like we have some innate behaviors for only the sake of survival. Um, Another point that is very important is integrating senses. For example, when a baby is just sucking a pacifier, it is so good if we would add some like edgy stuff, some like edgy, sharp stuff to the pacifier to just simulate different senses all at the same time. It can just help them to just integrate different senses and just be aware about stimuli and just try to explore more and just develop their senses better. We do have some signs for attention and action. It seems like we do have two types of reflexes from the beginning. Orienting reflex is just a sign of attention. Whenever a baby just stopping activity, their eyes gonna be wide, their heart rate's gonna be slower, and their body is gonna be more quiet because they are just paying attention. But defensive reflex, for example, when a stimuli is just too intense, for example, a loud noise, they would start to cry, their heart rate's gonna increase, and they would close their eyes and just cry. So they become agitated, which is kind of a sign, just saying that I'm uncomfortable, help me. So they do have their own attention and action method. Just try to understand them, check the book chapter. This is important. There's another point about attention, selective attention. Um, it is about when you have like two stimuli in the environment, the baby would pay more attention to one of them. And depending of how much that object is just playful, adjustable, and attractive, they would pay more attention to that. However, culture can impact a lot. For example, Indian babies are really sensitive about color because from the beginning they were just exposed to a lot of colors compared to the Western children. So if you put like two toys, they would always go for more attractive colors like red, like green, like yellow, because they would love like colorful objects. This is not the case for every baby. And that actually shows that how environment can sometimes battle with our nature, right? Because like biologically we all same, but depending on where actually we were born, we might pay attention to some items as well. ADHD, it is very important. There is almost a big discussion in the book. You have to check that. But ADHD is just attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It is just problems with sustaining and maintaining attention and impulsivity. It is associated with just poor school performance and poor social interaction. There might be some biology here, some biological problems here, like some genes or some frontal lobe abnormalities. We really don't know what's going on with ADHD because like every um, child with ADHD is different. Like some of them, they're gonna show that in the very beginning, but some of them will just show that later in life. So just monitoring whether this is just because of environment or this is only because of biology, it's just so hard. But this is the information that we have. Treatment for ADHD, providing a structured environment is very important. If it would be organized, we could reduce distraction and it might be helpful for treating ADHD. Breaking down the task is just so important as well. For example, if you have like a test, you're going to be overwhelmed and you don't know how to start, right? Like, for example, you have a test for 5 chapters, you don't know how to start. So basically, if you would break down your task, for example, you would say that I would start with a lecture, then I would check the book and I would check the syllabus to see what kind of question I would have. And you would just break down the days. You would say that, okay, I would work on Friday because I have more time, no classes, maybe some part of Saturday, and I'm going to get done, for example, by Sunday or that kind of planning. It can help you to just have a peace of mind, less stress, less distraction, and focus on the task. This is like one of the common treatment for ADHD. Another one is medication. In some cases, medication is necessary because of so many reasons, but one of them might be because of lack of biological resources. For example, their prefrontal lobe didn't develop well, so they have to just take some sort of medication to just elevate the pain. So medication might be necessary. Again, any ADHD children is just different from another, and we have to just consider them as a unique case to address the problem.